Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Om Partaya Pradibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitambritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashaadhyayinim Ambatva Manusantadami Bhagavad-Gita Bhavatveshini Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Maruta Stunvanti Divyai Stavaihi Vedai Sangapadakramopanisadaihi Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavastita Tadghatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yogino Yasyantam na vidussura suragana devaya tasmai namaha devaya tasmai namaha. We'll chant the first five verses together. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Param Bhuya Pravakshyami Jnananam Jnanamuttamam Yajñātva Munayas Sarve Param Siddhimito Gataha Idam Jnanamupashritya Mama Sadharmyamagataha Sarge Pinopajayante Pralayena Vyadanti Cha Mama Yonirmahad Brahma Tasmin Garbham Dadhamyaham Sambhava Sarva Bhutanam Tato Bhavati Bharata Sarva Yonishu Kaunteya Murtaya Sambhavantiya Tasam Brahma Mahatyonihi Aham Bija Pradapita Sattvam Rajastamayiti Guna Prakriti Sambhavaha Nibadnanti Mahabhaho Dehe Dehinam Avyayam. The concept of creation is so peculiar in Hinduism, as it is explained in Purusha Suktam also. Creation is not a one-time happening. Creation is a continuous cycle. From the unseen to the seen, from unmanifest to unmanifest. And there is no time where there is no creation. The very creation means Not from zero it begins. When you say -3, what is the value of -3? Anybody? What is -3 value? Is there a value for -3? What is the difference between -3 and -100? Zero. What is the value of -1 million? No, there must be a value, otherwise we won't say -1 million. What is -1 million? Is -1 and -1 million is the same? Is it both zero? Now, why is that? Where is this value for -100 different from the value for -1 million? That means minus is also value. Right? So when we say no creation, it is only in the form of no available, perceivable presence. When you go to sleep and somebody comes to knock at your door and your wife or husband goes there and says, she is not available. Meaning what? She is absent. She is absent when you say, absent for you. Absent for all people who are awake. She is not no more. You see? No more is only when the body is also not there, but not available. So when a person leaves the body is no more, the soul is not available. Please understand this. The so and so who had lived in that body, husband or wife or a boy or a girl, man or a woman, that personality associated with body is no more. But the soul that was there present in that body is avyayam. That's the word is used here. Avyayam dehinam. Avyayam dehinam. Avyayam means vyayarahitam. Undecaying, unchanging. As the body undergoes various changes, the presence of you, soul, is unchanging presence, and unfortunately we associate the change with us, ourselves. The soul mistakes itself to be the body and therefore suffers those changes. That is called bondage. That's what he says. Mahabaho dehe nibadnanti. Oh, mighty armed Arjun. Dehe in the body, dehinam. Avyayam dehinam, the unchanging soul is bound. The bondage is none other than a mistake. A mistake by whom? Not by the body. That Swami Ramana Maharshi would say, the body doesn't say I am the body. The body doesn't say I am hungry. If the body has to say without you, then in the sleep also you should be hungry. You are not. So there is a question of the body. Where is the question of the body saying anything other than you? So dehinam avyayam, the soul which is the imperishable one, dehe in the body, nibadnanti, bind. Ye Mahabhava. What binds it? Prakriti sambhavaha gunaha. Prakriti sambhavaha gunaha. The Prakriti born qualities operating through our mind. It is the mind that says that I am this body. It is the mind that says that I am hungry. It is the mind that says I am getting old. Body getting old, no doubt. It is the mind that suffers the old age. I can't sit there. Oh, this is paining. My back is hurting. Take a painkiller. Pain, finished. You have pain? No pain. Why? Now, the body's message that it is painful is no more available to you. It's not that body is getting young. Hunger and thirst that are there in the body are not known while you are not attached to the body in sleep. The moment you wake up, not only hunger and thirst, anger and jealousy also starts. Yesterday you fought with your wife and went to sleep. Morning, freshly you start again. Anger. So all the qualities of this sattva, raja and tama. So here it is said, prakriti sambhavaha gunaha sattvam rajas tama iti. So the entire chapter is dedicated to understanding these three qualities of our mind. Understand one thing, that is the body does not have its own ability to convey its condition. Whether I am old, I am young, I am hungry and thirsty, I am tall or short, none of these so-called features of the body are proclaimed by the body. But the mind, which is associating the soul with the body, the connecting link, that keeps on referring to it. I'm old, I'm tall, I'm short, I'm black, I'm green. Sorry, I'm not green. I'm yellow, I'm white, I'm Christian, I am Muslim. All these are all, the mind is creating its own identity. And interesting thing is, without identity, it cannot survive. Without identity, it cannot remain actively present in this world. It has to have some identity. The identity may be that is which is separating itself from others, or the identity can be that which integrates with others. When I am in the group of people who are all my friends, then suddenly the mind tries to integrate myself with those people. Whatever is common to them, I am trying to understand or associate myself with that. If everybody is watching the movie, I try to associate myself with those conditions. If everybody in this room is Hindu, then I associate as Hindu. If everybody in this house, in this room is human, I hope so. So then in that case, I associate myself with that. I am a human. If there is a dog has to sit there here, I am not able to associate myself with that. Unless it is mine. Then it's my pet. So this association is what is called ego, the pride. Ahankara is none other than tadatmya. Continuously it has to engage in identifying itself with something. When it loses all identification, you go to sleep. There's no identification. I'm not a man, I'm not a woman, I'm not a tall or short or Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya. That's what it says. Na me buddhya hankara chittani naham. Mano buddhya hankara chittani naham. Na jashrotra jihvi, na chagrana netri. Na javyoma bhumir, na tejo, na vayuhu. Then how are you? Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. No identity there. I am the auspicious presence. So let us understand Avyayam Dehinam Dehe Prakriti Sambhavaha Gunaha Sattvarajastama Nibadnanti. They are the ones which bind. So why should we need to understand this? How they bind? This first of all we have to find out. In a scientific approach is what? You said it is binding. Yes. How it binds? See, if there are two things there, In Sanskrit, guna also means rope. Rope. So, if two things are there to bind with each other, what you should do? Velcro. No. Those times Velcro is not. So, you have to bind it with a rassi or a rope, right? A thread. So, if you remove the thread, they come apart. Simple understanding. The thread is then which is binding each other. When the thread is removed, thread is also removed. The thread of bondage, when you remove a thread, the thread is also gone. Therefore, in the next verse, Krishna explains this beautifully. Tatra sattvam nirmalatvat prakashakamanāmayam sukasangena badnāti jnānasangena chānaga tatra sattvam nirmalatvat prakashakamanāmayam sukasangena badnāti jnānasangena chānaga. Sattvam badnāti. In these three qualities, or Gurudev called it as three moods of the mind. What is a mood? A state of mind. Those who are always having one mood or the other, they are called moodaha. Fools. We are all at some point of the time, some way or the other, we are caught. In that, sattva, rajas, tama, these three moods of the mind, and sattva is also a bondage. Swamiji is such a sattvic person, very good person, does always good for others, very religious, that's and that. Even that's a bondage. How does it bind? See, when you are in the mood of sattva, where you are all right now, what are you doing? What are you doing now? Listening. Listening to music? Listening to some story? Listening to some news? Listening to some political news? Watching some video? No. So you are trying to understand. This is called jnanam, right? But as you understand, there is a certain aspect of, or your intellect starts to open up, the clearing up takes place. Like the cloudy weather, slowly the clouds move away and the bright sun shines. You feel relieved that the cloudiness is gone. In the same way, when the knowledge takes place, the misunderstanding in the form of a cloud slowly drift away. And you feel yourself good that I know this. Is it not true when you send your children to school? Why you are sending to the school? So that they will become cheerleaders. Is that the reason? They should understand about various subjects and also about the world, about to handle themselves, how to handle themselves. So the boy or the girl who is going to the school for the first of 10 years is expected to have less and less doubts about basic things. They will have higher doubts, but basic doubts are gone. The boy, the first grade, he goes and comes back. I mean, the kindergarten, he goes and comes back. Last time also I told you. The mother asked very eagerly, so what did you learn today? Not much. Why? Because the teacher wants me to come tomorrow also. Obviously, he has to go again and again every day during the whole year, next 10 years, 11 years, 12 years. And as the child goes through the education, less and less doubts about basic things. In the same way, when we listen to the higher knowledge, our misunderstanding about ourselves and about others slowly go away. And so it creates a feeling of happiness which is not a product of sensory happiness. It is not like drinking a coffee or eating ice cream or smelling a nice fragrance. So jnanam is also sukham. Jnanam sukham va dukkham va. Is knowledge sorrow or misery or happiness? If it is misery, then you will not go for it. So when we used to go to, I was in the school, every time in the first day of after summer, the school starts. The class teacher will be there. One class teacher and then the subject teachers. Class teacher, the first one would come and take attendance and all that. So first day he will come and so welcome to the new year. And there are some people on the backbenchers who have been there for the past few years. I know them. I don't need to call out to them. And they are sitting there forever there. And for them, knowledge is misery. Otherwise, they would have graduated and gone to the next. So if you were to tell me after 10 years, Swamiji, I want to study Gita again, that is like that only. You have not understood. Guruji used to say they are called eternal listeners. Go on listening. So jnanam sukham, that we must understand. But that sukham is intellectual appreciation of knowledge. So when the sattvic mood is present in our mind, we are interested to gain knowledge and derive happiness out of that knowledge. When the boy was asked to experiment in the laboratory, scientific laboratory, whatever he theoretically understood, when he sees that as a demonstration, now I know. There is an experience of what is theoretically understood. Is it not? After that, there is no doubt because he has seen the reaction of the chemical. Oh, now I know it. What happens? There is a feeling of contentment, satisfaction, doubtlessness. So jnanam, what it does? Samshaya rahityam jnanam sukham. Samshaya rahityam, samshaya rahita jnanam. Samshaya rahityam, that is what it is called, the absence of samshaya. Samshaya rahita jnanam sukham. So that knowledge, when it starts to remove the doubts, ambiguities in your mind, it creates a sense of satisfaction, contentment. That is what is called sattva sukham, jnana sukham. But what happens is, when we become so fond of this sukham or the happiness born out of jnanam, it is not understood by us as merely an intellectual satisfaction, then we are caught in that. Some people say, Swamiji, I would like to do bhajan. In that bhajan, then bhajanananda will take place. It is also sattvic only, nothing wrong. At least you are not killing somebody, or you are not destroying somebody's property, or not thinking evil plans. You are engaged in puja. Puja also. Pujayam sukham. In Narada Bhakti Sutra also, Bhagavan Ranarda says there are people who are engaged in puja. There are some people who are engaged in study. Some people who are doing rituals. Some people in japa. Some people in chanting of Vedic mantras. All these are all Sattvika Sukham. The quality of Sattva is nature of contentment without the aid of external things. Think. You are not depending upon an external object or a person for your Sukham. That is Sattvika Sukham. So where there is no sensory sensus born Sukham, it is born out of understanding, knowledge, doubt clearance, gaining of new insight, a better perception of life or a vision. That is Sattvika Sukha. So when you engage in bhajan, or when you're doing the puja, or when you're doing the ritual, or when you're doing upasana, or when you're doing meditation, in various ways, you are trying to make sure that intellectual satisfaction takes place. That's why it's called prakashakam. It brightens you up. It makes you a better person. Anamayam, defectless, absence of evil, negativity, impurity, sin. That's why he addresses Arjuna as what? Anaga. Meaning, aga means sin. Anaga means, oh sinless. Oh sinless one, understand the nature of sattva is tatra sattvam nirmalatvat, with no mala, with no impurities. It is immaculate, nirmalatvat, prakashakam, of the nature of brilliance, light, and anamayam. Light means what here? It's not necessarily physical light like this. Light means a brilliance that makes you feel light. When you do not know something, you feel restless and heavy. You go to a doctor and you have some issue, and coughing and sneezing and whatnot, and then you are suffering out of that, all right? And when you enter into the clinic, and when you are in the examination room, and the doctor comes with a smile, say, no problem, I'll take care of it. You feel light. Why? Because no, this is a solution. So knowledge brings a solution, and therefore you don't feel heavy about it. So prakashakam anamayam, without any evil, without any negativity. But what is that sound? Sukasangena badnati. It associates you with Sukham. Sukasanga, association with Sukham. And because of this nature of an intellectual satisfaction that is derived out of such sattvic activities, there is a natural inclination to go towards that again and again and again. That's why people who study, they don't stop there. We have done this, now we are doing research. We search, but again we want to search. They become permanently head damaged for people, called PhD. They go on and on and on and on and on and on. And some of the doctors also, they're funny, They don't practice, they go to the university again. You want to teach, do research. There are some people are eternal students. Go on and on. There's no end to it. So because there is a derivation of joy in that, and they go back to that again and again. So sukha sangena badnadi jnana sangena cha. It binds you with seeking for more and more knowledge, and also more and more joy derived out of gaining knowledge. There are some people who will say, no, I'm not that interested in knowledge, etc., but I want to do seva. That is also sattvic, because you are removing your selfishness and you are serving others, and you're feeling joy in serving others. But problem is, if nobody else is there, then what will you do? I want to do service. And in this island, nobody else is there. You are in a lonely island. There is nobody else is there. You feel miserable. Why? Nobody to serve. It is like, one boy was told that you should do, scout boy was told that you should do service to the community. So he dragged one old lady from one side of the road to the other side. Why? Well, I'm doing seva to you. No, I don't want to cross. Who cares about that? I want to take you to the other side, no matter what. So seva should not be an injunction or what do you call? A kind of a forcefully doing something, imposing upon somebody. मुझे सेवा करना ही होगा, आपको चाहिए तो ना चाहिए. Gurudev, once he was taking rest, one lady came and then slowly started to press his left foot. So Gurudev opened it. She was feeling so good. So she was doing. Another lady came. She took the right foot. Both of them pressed. Third lady came. By the time Swamiji was asleep, quiet. मुझे भी करना है सेवा. उसको इसलिए कि लक्ष्मण है ना, Rama says go to Lakshman, Lakshman says to Shurpanaka, you go to him. So that lady said, no, I'm not giving my food. And she said, no, I'm not giving my food. They started pulling it. Gurudev got up. Mera hai. You're pulling my feet. We get bound by that also. You get possessive about that also. So seva also can be a great sattvic activity, no doubt, but that also can bind you. If you are not given the field of service that you are doing, suddenly it is taken away. Out there. I'm doing seva here. Why are you taking it away? Then it's not seva. Uske siva bas. Everything else. So jnana sangena badnadi karma sangena or sukha sangena badnadi jnana sangena cha. Now, if you understood what is the nature of sattvic mood and how sattva also can create bondage in the form of seeking more and more knowledge or deriving happiness out of that. Because many of the religious people, they are caught up in this only. No doubt they are doing seva, doing service or gaining knowledge and all that. But they don't realize that that is also a bondage. Chalo Swamiji, then I won't do it. No. We understand the other two, their words. So, what is Rajasic one? Now it is said in the next verse. Rajo ragatmakam vidhi Trishna sanga samudbhavam Tannibadnadi kaundeya Karma sangena dehinam Rajo ragatmakam vidhi Trishna sanga samudbhavam Tannibadnati kaunteya Karma sangena dehinam. Rajaha ragatmakam. Rajas is another mood of the mind which is of the nature of raga, attachment. We never get attached to something which we don't care about. If your neighbor's son is standing in the road and crying, you don't care about that. You will take care. But if it is your own. So, raga is Ranjanat raga, coloring of the mind. The mind that is having a certain amount of pleasure out of an object outside oneself, externally, and getting attached to that. Raga. Rajo ragatmakam viddhi. The very word rajas also means dust. Raja, dust. So the mind filled with such kind of dusty particles. Think about a bottle of thing which is filled with some of the dust inside, or in your own home, you have not looked at gone into a particular room, and over a period of time, it starts to develop some dust. You cannot see clearly, especially in the mirrors. And that's why people put the white cloth on that, and they go out of town for a month or so. When they come back, all the bhutaganas, so it's scary. Then you remove the cloth. Then only you can see what it is really there. So ragatmakam, of the nature of attachment. And because of which there is trishna. Trishna means thirst. Thirst for insatiable desire for something is called trishna. Seeking to own, possess, aggrandize, use, utilize, derive joy, pleasure out of a thing is called trishna. Trishna sanga samudbhavam. The thirst to derive happiness out of that object or a person. And it is very clear that all our actions are born out of some need. Is it not? Without a need, there is no action. When in the Stone Age time, think about the people who lived at the time of the Stone Age. What were their needs? Simple. A shelter, food, clothing and all, they never bothered. At least food and shelter. I need to have a place to protect myself from the harsh nature, and I need to sustain myself with food. And slowly, as the social animal we became more and more aware of more and more needs. We started to wear clothes. We should have doors for our houses. Earlier that was not there. Then there is a place to store the food. During the winter times where the food is not available, I need to store them for the in harsh weather. Then there is a group of people going and hunting is better than one person going. So because if you get it and I didn't get it today, and you can give it to me, when I got it and you didn't get it tomorrow, I will give it to you. So there is a society formed, cooperative societies. Then they become a clan, a group. And the one group is there, other group said that we will do more hunting and then they started competing with each other. Therefore, they need weapons to fight with each other. So think about it. Our needs have started to increase slowly without even knowing. And today's world, everything is demanded out of us. Apple 12, no? What is it? 12 has come. 12? I don't know. 13. 14. 13. Why it is so? Is there a need? No, we created the need. Nobody said without 13, Apple 13, you cannot live. But we created it. The society creates the so-called need. You need this, you need that. So we are not able to distinguish between what we actually is necessity versus need. Then goes one more step, greed. I want more of the same thing. One is a necessity. Second is a need. Third is a greed. So we are not able to draw lines between them. When you are eating, that is necessity. I need more. Then what is that? I need more. I need for the family. And at some point of time, we do not know whether we can stop here or not. We go one more step, taking away from others and holding it for ourselves. Greed. So all these things are expressed in the form of action. Doing things to get what you need. So therefore, karma sangena. Earlier, what was that? Jnanam and sukham. And sukham there was not derived out of any external object. Here, trishna is a thirst and seeking to satisfy oneself from external source. And there it was jnanam that was associated with sattva. Here it is karma, action. And such a person who has rajasic mood, you cannot ask him to sit down and listen to anything. Even as he sits down to listen, he'll say, I think this cobwebs are there. His attention is not what one is saying there. That light is not working. I think it is AC is too much today. Why Swamiji has so many things on his table? Are you listen to what I am saying? No. Karma. I want to do action. So that is the rajasic mood. That is also binding an individual. How does it bind? It will engage him in the pursuit of action constantly. Karma sangena. Trishna sanga samudbhavam tannibatnadi kaunteya karma sangena dehinam. So it is not that they are watertight compartments also. It is not sattva or rajas. No, there can be combinations. An individual is a combination of qualities or gunas. The same mind can be sattvic at some point of time, and the same mind can change over to rajas, or it can mix the sattva rajas together. If you see when they do the rituals and all in the temples, they are no doubt doing a sattvic thing, but the amount of activity that they engage in, especially kanika kya hai? Prasad ko karna hai. So they are doing good thing only, but then they are busy with cooking, this, that, by going and buying things there, and then serving watching the plate, putting it there. The whole set of activities that take place are all related to, no doubt, sattva, but at some point of time you will never know that you are deriving joy out of that engagement of activities where you are, that person is a real good sevak, lot of volunteering. You need that. You need that recognition. You need and you want to be noticed. Then it becomes rajas. Even the sattvic service activity can also turn into rajas when you seek identification, seek respect, seek being noticed, seek to be noticed. Then it becomes rajas. If nobody even talks about that, nobody even notices what he or she does, what's the point? Nobody notices it. So, then you understand it is rajas, not sattva. If you are a person who has studied well and have understood, but when you are giving lecture, nobody listens to it, then the sattvic knowledge that you have got also becomes rajas. Because you are finding satisfaction out of being respected, revered, adored, admired, recognized. So that's why we have to be very careful. Then comes, now next one, I'm sorry, Swamiji, that is very, very familiar to me. That's where I am most of the time. Tamas. Tamas tvajnanajam vidhi मोहनं सर्वदेहिनां प्रमादालस्य निद्राभिः तन्निबध्नाति भारत तमस्त्वज्ञानजं विद्धि मोहनं सर्वदेहिनां प्रमादालस्य निद्राभिः तन्निबध्नाति भारत तमः तु अज्ञानजं विद्धि अज्ञानात् जातं born out of tamas, ajnanam. Some people say, Swamiji, ignorance is bliss. When I am not aware of a problem, even when the problem is persisting there, not knowing is bliss. This bliss which you are deriving out of ignorance is coupled with fear. I'll tell you how. Your doctor has said that you are overweight. Not getting onto the scale is called ajnanajam. Because I don't want to see it. I am happy. I don't have any problem. These doctors, they have nothing else to do therefore. I don't want to. The doctor said, no, you are, report. And I don't show me that. Ajnanajam. Tamas. So when we go to sleep, we are not aware of whatever is happening, or we have forgotten whatever has happened, or we are not bothered about what is going to happen. No doubt, without that you cannot go to sleep. But that bliss that you derive out of that slumber, it's not born out of knowing or understanding. It is rejection. It is elimination. No, I don't want to know it. So that is why it is said, mohanam. It dilutes. It covers. It is like watching a movie when you have so many things at the end of Sunday, okay, today I'm going to just relax and watch a movie. So all the problems which are there, which are to be solved, you have postponed it tomorrow, not today. And I want to watch the movie, which is keeping me engaged or busy with something else, which is not a real thing. It's an imagination. Somebody's imagination. He's making money out of you. You don't realize that. So I am busy with watching that and somebody's imagination, some story, etc. So what is that condition? Mohana. Delusion. A self-imagined or imagined world of experience. So it deludes the people, all the people together. Sarvadehinam mohanam. And the expression of this tamas is pramada, inadvertence, erroneousness, not doing the things correctly, doing things erroneously with certain mistakes, imperfectly, or alasi. Alasi means sleep. Pramada alasi, no, alasi means laziness. Nidra, sleep. Alasi is the best, Gurudev used to say, Dirgha Sutri. You know what is a Dirgha Sutri? A long rope you give. Even then he will not catch. He will say that my brother-in-law was there and he was good for nothing. He learned something, but so I told him, hey, for such people also there are jobs available. Take the newspaper and see some job will be there. Why are you sitting and unnecessarily wasting your time like a parasite? Go and look for some job and apply for it. And he told this to his brother-in-law and went to office. In the evening he came back. Did you go and look at the newspaper? Nobody gave me newspaper. Stupid. Okay, I have the newspaper. I got it from the office. Now look at it. So I kept it there and went to take shower and came back. The paper is there only. Why? I told you which paper page you don't. You didn't say. Tell me which page. Classified. Look at classified. It's in the second page. Oh, you open the page. Look at the fourth column. Okay. See, I marked it for you. Oh, yes. Do something. Apply for it. Or something. What did you do? Paper and pen. This is called Dirgha Sutri. Laziness. Not ready to do a thing. There are people like that. Gurudev used to say they are like vegetables. You keep a vegetable and go back and it will be the same place only. It will not move. Vegetable like existence. Never do anything on its own. No, self-starting is zero. Even if you say something, do something, after all these things, ask him to write and paper and everything, and then, okay, now, here, finish. Tomorrow morning, mail it. Come back. Next day. What I mailed? Stamp nahi. Some excuse or the other. That is called alasya. Nidra, sleep, which we all know. See, sleeping is necessary for the body, but not throughout the day. All the time. So, this tamasic mood is that which is of the nature of delusion, born out of ignorance, and it results in inadvertence, laziness, sleepiness, unproductiveness. Best example is the Kumbhakarna. See, the three characters in Ramayana also, the Vibhishana representing Sattva. Because what was his activity? Even though he was in the midst of the Rakshasa Kula, but his mind is on God, thinking about him and advising Ravana correctly. Hey, you are doing a mistake. Don't do this. This is wrong. You will destroy yourself. Kicked out. He didn't go anywhere. He didn't feel bad. You are kicking me out. Where do I go? Go to God only. Sharanagati. Ravana Rajas. Knowing very well he is making mistake, but he will not stop. Who are you to tell me? He will tell Mandodari. Who are you to tell me? He will tell Vibhishna. Who are you to tell me? I know what I am doing. And people around him also constantly praising, oh, you are the best. And Hamandal is such a human being and can't do anything. And he is taking them for, they are all taking him for a ride and he doesn't even know that. That is Rajas. Trishna. Karma. Kumbhakarna. 6 months only food and 6 months sleep. Wake up, eat, sleep. So that is the nature of tamas. That binds also an individual to this physical body because deriving pleasures only out of one's own body. See, at least Rajas has got some extrovertedness. It is doing some work and trying to get what is not there. It is going out and acquiring and procuring things. But tamas is no. I will open the mouth, somebody put the food. And I won't work. I won't do a thing. I won't exert. If anybody is interested to maintain me, do that. If it is not, I'll sleep. And when nobody is ready to feed this person, he will get up and do criminal activities to get that done. Stealing. And when there is any kind of agitation, go there and loot. Not work, loot. Destroy properties. Absolutely sensuous bodily pleasures alone is the agenda of life. Not knowledge, not action, but indulgence. That is the nature of tamas. Oh, Swamiji, there are such people also. You are included in that. So as I said, they are not watertight compartments, So we will have certain moods like this, especially on a festival day when you have become more spiritual. हाँ? बर्थडे के लिए spiritual हो गया. Blah, 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 blah. When you take external spirit and externally spiritual, then this tamas starts. You invite the tamas. So now we have understood these three moods of our mind. As I said in the beginning, the soul, which is changeless, eternal presence, is getting caught up with the identification with the body, the personality, and that is what is called the real bondage, not created by the body, but by the mind. So that we are understanding the moods of the mind in this chapter. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kasyid Dukkha Bhat Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.